Once upon a time, there lived a man who dared to challenge the very fabric of reality. And when he peered into the vast expanse of space, he uncovered secrets that shattered long-held beliefs and revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos. Today, we're diving deep into the life, discoveries, and indomitable spirit of a man often called the father of modern science, Galileo Galilei. So get ready to be amazed as we uncover the mysteries that Galileo revealed and the impact he had on shaping our world. Welcome to my channel, where we bring you the most exciting and intriguing stories from human history. Join us as we delve into the fascinating accounts of historical events that have shaped our world and continue to captivate us today. New episodes are uploaded every week, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Our story begins in the Italian city of Pisa in 1564, where amidst the bustling marketplace and the aroma of fresh bread wafting from local ovens, a baby boy was born. Little did everyone know that this child would one day turn the world upside down with his groundbreaking discoveries. As a child, Galileo showed signs of brilliance. When he was just 8 years old, he helped his father develop a device to measure the flow of liquids. At the age of 18, he entered the University of Pisa to study medicine as his father wished. But soon his interest shifted towards mathematics and physics, subjects that would become the cornerstone of his extraordinary journey. As Galileo pursued his medical studies, he became increasingly captivated by the mysteries of the natural world. The rigidity of traditional classrooms could not contain his thirst for knowledge. Instead, he preferred to wander along the Arno River, where he would ponder the movement of boats and contemplate their speed relative to the water. During this period, he formulated the concept of relative motion, laying the groundwork for his future work in physics. In 1589, Galileo began teaching mathematics at the University of Padua, where his innovative teaching methods captivated students. Unlike his contemporaries, who relied heavily on ancient Greek texts, Galileo emphasized observation and experimentation. He used simple demonstrations to explain complex concepts, making learning both effective and engaging. Galileo's approach was revolutionary, shifting the focus from rote memorization to practical application and discovery. Soon, his reputation as the brilliant teacher spread far and wide, drawing students from across Europe to attend his lectures. Among them was a young nobleman named Cosimo de' Medici, who would play a pivotal role in Galileo's life. Galileo tutored Cosimo, instilling in him a love for science that would shape the intellectual landscape of Florence for years to come. One fateful day, Galileo heard about an extraordinary object that had arrived in Venice, a telescope. Intrigued by this device that allowed one to see distant objects as if they were close at hand, Galileo raced to Venice to get a glimpse. Although the quality of this first telescope left much to be desired, it sparked an idea in Galileo's mind that would change everything. He envisioned a more powerful telescope that could reveal the secrets of the universe. Upon returning to his workshop, Galileo set about improving the telescope. He crafted a new design featuring convex lenses that corrected the blurry images produced by the existing telescopes. On September 1, 1590, armed with his newly improved telescope, Galileo turned his gaze toward the heavens. What he saw would shatter the prevailing beliefs of his time. As Galileo scanned the celestial tapestry, his eyes fell upon tiny points of light near Jupiter. At first, he assumed they might be stars. However, as days turned into weeks, he noticed that these objects were not stars, but moons orbiting the giant gas planet. This groundbreaking discovery marked the beginning of a new era in astronomy. It was the first concrete evidence that celestial bodies revolved around something other than the Earth, challenging the long-held geocentric view of the universe. But Galileo's astronomical revelations didn't end there. He turned his telescope towards Venus and made an astonishing discovery. Venus exhibited phases similar to those of the Moon, which could only be explained if Venus orbited the Sun. This finding provided strong support for the heliocentric theory proposed by Nicolaus Copernicus, who suggested that the Earth and other planets revolved around the Sun. Furthermore, Galileo examined the moon and found its surface to be rough and uneven, contradicting the prevailing belief that it was a perfect sphere. These groundbreaking discoveries were meticulously documented in Galileo's book, Sidereus Nuncius, published in 1610. The book was an instant success, selling out within hours of its release. It brought Galileo international fame and established him as a leading figure in the scientific community. Word of his astronomical findings reached the court of King James I of England, who summoned Galileo to London to demonstrate his telescope. Upon presenting the device to the king, Galileo was rewarded with a substantial grant and given the title of philosopher to the crown. This recognition solidified his position as a prominent scientist and further fueled his passion for exploration. However, Galileo's groundbreaking discoveries soon caught the attention of a more formidable audience, the Roman Catholic Church. As the dominant religious institution of the time, the Church had immense influence over scientific thought and was deeply invested in maintaining the prevailing geocentric model of the universe. Galileo's findings challenged the biblical narrative and threatened to undermine the Church's authority. In 1615, the Catholic Church convened a meeting of theologians who expressed grave concerns over Galileo's heliocentric views. Despite mounting pressure, Galileo continued to advocate for his findings, defending them with his latest telescopic discoveries. However, the Church remained unconvinced, perceiving Galileo's theories as heretical. In 1632, Galileo published his book, Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems, which presented a fictional conversation between three characters debating heliocentrism. The book was intended to be a subtle defense of Copernicus's theory. However, the Church saw it as a direct attack on its teachings and responded with swift and severe action. In 1633, Galileo was summoned to Rome to face trial by the Inquisition, a tribunal of the Catholic Church established to suppress heresy. The charges against him were grave, and the stakes were high. Galileo had been accused of holding and promoting heliocentric views contrary to the Bible and Church doctrine. As the trial commenced, Galileo's supporters implored Pope Urban VIII to exercise mercy and leniency. Prominent figures from various fields urged the Pope to consider the scientific merit of Galileo's findings and spare him from persecution. The tension mounted as the world awaited the Pope's decision. Finally, on June 22, 1633, a verdict was reached. Galileo was found guilty of heresy. In a public ceremony at the Roman Basilica, he was stripped of his rank as a member of the Dominican order and sentenced to house arrest. Furthermore, he was prohibited from publishing any more books. The weight of the sentence bore down on Galileo, but he displayed remarkable resilience. He spent his remaining years at his home in Arcetri near Florence, continuing his scientific work in relative seclusion. Despite the restrictions placed upon him, Galileo's spirit of inquiry remained undaunted. During his confinement, he focused his attention on studying motion and physics. One of his notable experiments involved rolling balls on inclined planes. Through these experiments, he discovered that the distance a ball traveled was proportional to the square of the time elapsed, a principle now known as Galileo's law of falling bodies. Moreover, he made significant contributions to the understanding of inertia, the resistance of an object to changes in its state of motion. Galileo observed that an object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon by a force. These groundbreaking concepts laid the foundation for Isaac Newton's later development of the law of universal gravitation and classical mechanics. Furthermore, Galileo's investigations into motion led him to challenge the prevailing belief that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects. He conducted experiments by dropping objects of different masses from the same height and observed that they hit the ground simultaneously, demonstrating that the acceleration to gravity is constant and independent of an object's mass. This discovery overturned long-held misconceptions and advanced our understanding of physics. After spending 9 years confined to house arrest, Galileo Galilei passed away on February 8, 1642. His death marked the end of an era, and his legacy continued to inspire generations of scientists. Galileo Galilei's life and work had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe and the scientific method. He dared to challenge the prevailing beliefs of his time, and his discoveries revolutionized astronomy and physics. His use of observation and experimentation rather than blind acceptance of dogma paved the way for modern science. Although he faced persecution and censorship, Galileo's determination to uncover the truth remained steadfast. His story serves as a timeless reminder that the pursuit of knowledge and the courage to speak truth to power are essential in advancing civilization. Today, Galileo's name echoes through the corridors of history as a symbol of scientific achievement and intellectual courage. His contributions have left an indelible mark on our understanding of the cosmos and the scientific method. As we gaze up at the stars and explore the depths of space, we stand on the shoulders of giants like Galileo, whose insatiable curiosity and unwavering determination unveiled the mysteries of the universe. What do you find most inspiring about Galileo Galilei's life and work? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. By doing so, you'll be supporting us and helping to spread the love for history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, and we'll see you in the next episode.